A very good evening to you. I hope you are well. This is one of those shows where you look on the schedule when we get our schedules about yesterday morning. We flick down and you think, yes, this is going to be a show where you just absorb everything in. First of all, we're talking Pentart. Now, we are talking a show which, and I know we say this a lot, and you know I mean it from the bottom of my heart, I would definitely shop ahead. What's going to happen, this is going to be a slightly different show than normal. What we're going to do is I'm going to tell you about the one-day special. We're then going to throw to Lou. Our Lou is here as well. She's live via Skype. Lou will do her bit, and then whatever Lou uses, we will bring the details in, and I'm just going to keep chipping in and just giving you details. We're just going to let Lou go, is the way we're going to do this. For the sheer fact, the amount of mediums we have on this show is phenomenal. Email in, questions in. If you want Lou to use something, if you want to see something or how it works, no question is a silly question this hour. Every question will be put to Lou, and if we don't know the answer, we've got all day today and all day tomorrow to work out. Right then, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Everything will be dispatched from the 23rd of March along the counter. It saves keeping me rereading that all the way out time and time again. So the 23rd is what you're looking at. These are brand new. We are looking at the Pentart 14. You get all of them. 14 liquid watercolour pens. Well, they're liquid. They're in little tubs that you can squeeze out. And you get the masking fluid as well, with an £18 saving for £26.75. We are already busy on this. You can use them on your watercolour paper. We've got boards that we'll go through. Use them on your NBF. Let's do this and then I'll introduce Lou. You've got your boards on there. So this is straight ink, straight on to create a circle. You're getting blacks, you're getting browns, you're getting sand, you're getting sky blue, emerald, you're getting your blue, you're getting your apple green in there. Once more, there's more colours to come. Once again, still on the board we're looking at now. This is no paper, this is straight onto MDF. You're getting lemon, orange, orchid, pink, red, indigo and purple that's already in there. Then take those watercolours that you've just put on the MDF and then put them onto your watercolour paper, your acrylic paper that you've got. Once again, same colours, lemon, orange, orchid, pink, red, indigo. But look at the vibranticency that we've got here. Good word, wasn't it? I know, and I didn't even say it right. That you've got there. As I said, I'm getting excited about the show. I have just learnt, and I've taught myself from the help from Lou and watching Lou's demonstrations on Facebook Lives that she does, and when she's here in the studio, I've taught myself to watercolour, and personally, I find it really therapeutic. I absolutely adore it. Then you've also got your fibre paste as well. We've got this on the show, but look at the colours, how the colours change on that fibre paste that we've already got. We are so busy, nearly 20% of the stock has already gone already. The last colours on the fibre paste. Let's look at the last colours, your pinks, your orchid, your sand that's in there, your brown and your emeralds. Once again, 20% of the stock has already gone. We had a vast amount of stock. £26.75. 041 485 is your item number. Is it possible, I know, look at me directing from the floor, we could just show them the website. Let me show them the website for the sheer fact we've got loads on there. We've got a little, we can go for a lucky dip of these if you want. You'll get a random 5 sent to you if your budget will only stretch. We've got pigments, we've got the fibre paste on there. I've got stencils on the show, heavy body gel. Everybody loves heavy body gel, don't they? Let's be fair. We've also got a pick and mix of transparent pigments. We've got those on the show as well. I've got crackle paste in 3 different colours, acrylic paint in different colours as well. Watercolour card, I need some of this. I definitely want some of this watercolour card because enough about me anyway. I found out, long story short, I found out if you have the wrong cardstock for the job, you don't think you can do the job correctly. I started watercolouring and I had the wrong cardstock and I thought, I can't do this, I'm going to give up, I can't be bothered, this is not me. Then I found some watercolour cardstock and I put it on my my Facebook, my work Facebook. It was the girl on the bike. I thoroughly enjoyed doing it, and it was down to this lady that got me through it and got to taught me the techniques on how to do it, or how to roll your brush so you get the point every single time. Lou is shaking her head. It was down to you, Lou, that sort of taught me the techniques that I needed to learn. Let's introduce her. She is a legend in my eyes. I absolutely adore working with this lady. It is the one and only. It is Lou Withers. How are you, my love? Are you well?
I'm really good. I'm really good. I'm dead excited about this because I know everyone says, oh, watercolours, but these have got a bit of a difference because, one, just using them, and two, they're just, I was talking to someone today and what about the colours, and she said they're rich, and I was just like, that's perfect. These colours are so rich. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
They are absolutely phenomenal. Already I'm now hearing almost a quarter of the stock of a one-day special stock has already gone. Lou, if you want to get ready for a demo, we'll come to you and we'll just fire the questions at you as we go. We're going to get straight into this already. You've seen the colour options. They're big, big bottles. Let me open one of the bottles just so you can see the nozzles on these as well. Look at the nozzle that you've already got on there. So these are something that are slightly different. They're watercolours, but as Lou said, they pack a punch, and Lou's going to go cracking demonstrations. I saw brief them today via Facebook. Something else, just before we go to Lou, you can tell how excited I am. Look at me, I'm like a little bunny, Duracell bunny. The fibre paste, 20% has already gone. It always sells out on this one. It always goes, you get 2 of the pots is what you're getting here. Let me stand this side. 2 of the pots is what you're getting, but this is what you can create. It gives you the texture. I don't know if you can see the texture on that. Look at that for texture. It is absolutely beautiful. Using the fibre paste that you've already got there, it is absolutely stunning. Going through your stencils, using your watercolours on this as well. You can enhance your watercolours, and you can also pop the pigment into this as well that I've also got on the show. £12.50, 2 pots is what you're getting. It's flying out the door, and I know, I'm not going to lie, I had a little sneaky peek before I go. We ain't got much of it. We ain't got much of it at all, so get it while you can. Right, and let's go back to Lou. Lou, my love, I want you to tell me everything you know about these cracking little watercolours. Are they, I'm thinking like a normal watercolour palette, are they, or do they do something slightly different?
Right, well, first of all, the colours are absolutely lush, but these are bright, but they can be quite sort of vibrant, but then they die down. So if I just show you that by the time you've used them, you can do all images like this, but by the time you've used them and they settle down, we've gone from really in your face bright to some really subtle ones. Now I just want to show you some of the things I've done online, but this is a page that we've done where we've looked at them and we've made them more muted. So what we've got is we've got lemon grades, pinks, oranges, and this is like ready for a journal. We've used them around here to create this wonderful effect on my journaling page. So we've got all sorts of like, we can shade with them, we can drop colours into each other. And the colours they are stunning. We can do soft shading. So we're not sort of like overly, sometimes you look at colour and it's like, whoa, that's a bit much. But then, you know, you can, I'm just trying to find them. Again, this is one that I made using the colours, and it's got that vibrancy where it wants it, but it's also got that richness. It's almost like a velvet. Oh, look at the state of my hands. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. And then some little drawings with flowers.
Oh,
these are some doodles that I've done, and we're going to go into this, but this is just dropping the wet ink in. Now, sorry, the liquid. You see, because it's in this bottle, you tend to think of it as being an ink. It's not. It's a liquid watercolour, so you don't have to mess about adding water. See, look how subtle those are there. But it's the intensity of watercolour, but its delivery is in more of an ink style, but the colours you get are just lush. They're like really, really sort of velvet. Now, I'm just trying to find you them all. Here's
Lou, is this the case of using these? So if you were on the go, perhaps, you don't need sort of your water pen. You could literally put a little bit of this into a palette and you could just start painting. You haven't got to mess around with the water anymore because it's basically a watercolour in a bottle. It's a ready-go palette.
Go for it, because these, you've got all these colours. Now, I had to show you them because you'll be thinking, well, what's so different? But the thing is, this it's really important to get over how strong these colours are. This is how I use it. I have put them in, and let me get rid of this. I'm already excited, you can tell, can't you? Now, I've got them in a little palette like this. I've just moved them over there so you can't see it white. And on here we've got black, and a bit more black. I'm trying to cover it light. So what I've done is I've put them in this, letting them dry, and then they do reconstitute. But what I've done is just over the top, I've put a little wipeable name so that I know, because you might be fooled to think that that and that are red, but they're not. One's pink and one's orange. So that's how I do it. So this is what they look like. They've got this wonderful sort of consistency of ink, but they are liquid watercolour. Now, they are stunning. So what I've done is I've decided...
Sorry, Lou, 30% of the stock has already gone now. 30%. 40% of the stock now has already gone. This is how quick the stock is flying out of the door. If you want it, get it quick. 40% of the stock now has already gone. Let's go back to Lou.
Right, well, what I've done is I've just going to show you, this is on another watercolour paper, so I'm going to show you on this. So there's the lemon. Now, lemon is normally thought of as quite acidic, but that isn't acidic. So then we've got orange. Now, you can see the orange, you can have it subtle, or you can have it luscious like that.
Look at that.
Always keep clean water by the side of you. Don't have anything that's got anything else in it, like mucky water, because it'll transfer. You want these clean colours, just clean. So I have 2 little jars of water, one to wash your brush, one to rinse it. There we've got a warm red. Next, we'll go to pink. So those colours that you thought were the same are actually very different. So that's what I mean about you having a little card next to you so that you think, right, okay, that black one is not actually black, it's actually violet or purple. So, and this one here, this is overlooked. This is what we call ochre. Now, this neutralises a lot of colours. So if you've got this orange and you want to neutralise it, you use this colour. It tames it down. Then we've got, I think this one, this one is emerald, believe it or not. And then we've got a beautiful colour here, and this is called apple. Now, these colours are not necessarily what you'd normally... Now, emerald green, you'd expect something bright in your face. That's what I mean about these being velvety, luscious. They're like beautiful sort of fabric colours. The next colour we've got is Skye. Now that doubles, to me, it doubles as a turquoise.
Yeah.
Then we've got... Now, these two look very similar. We've got an indigo and a blue, but they do dry and they change slightly as you use them. So that's why it's good. You can just see one's more purple and one's more blue. You use these on different paper. I'll be honest with you. If you've not got the right paper, like you've just said, one looks black, one looks purple, and the other one looks like just darker purple. So you remember, it's good to make sure that you've got the right paper. Right, here we've got a black and a brown, and we can see how even these colours, that black's not hard, it's not in your face, it's really gentle. Now I've got another colour here, I think it's this one. No, it's not that one. See, I've done it before. There's one here, and I'll just get some out in a minute, and it's called Sand, and it's got a luscious colour to it. It's like, it's a mix between that and that, but I'll get it out. So, anyway, I do that, I get my little swatch there, and I get it. So, how does this work with me? Well, I like to drop colours in. So what I've done is, I have already drawn something, just to give you an idea of how it works. So, during the day, I do these moodles and doodles, and I have got a massive piece of work I've done here. I'm just going to move that over now. You know what's going to happen. I'll try, make sure it doesn't. But what I tend to do is keep that with me so I know what colours I'm getting. Otherwise, they'll all go a bit peak-tongue. So get a big brush because you want to sort of wet the area. Now, this is, I'm just going to do this here. Now, this is one of my, what we call a mop brush. This is in my journal. So I'm just going to lay down some water, and only lay down the water where you want the liquid watercolour to go. So I've just got it there, just in that outer circle, and this is providing like what we call a wet in wet surface. So the wetness of the paper allows the wetness of the liquid watercolour to disperse. So I'll just show you. I'm going to go straight in with the yellow lemon. Now, because you've already set that foundation, if you do a bit like that, don't worry, it wipes off. Because it's water-based, it's not got this, it can be reactivated. However, if your papers are not the right sort, you'll end up that you could get it sort of absorbing straight away. Next one, I'm going to put in a little bit of orange.
Blends really well, though.
Pardon?
It blends phenomenally well.
Do you know you were saying before about how I saw that picture you did. It was amazing. It was amazing, right?
Very much.
I was dead proud of you. I just thought, oh, I'm so happy that he's got that confidence now. Because you're away with fairies now. No, that's wrong.
Many people have said that, Lo. Many people have said it over the years.
But you're away, I mean, you're away now. So you can, you know, that bit of confidence transfers to all of your work now. So what I've done is no mixing, no nothing. However, this is a bit I love. Just by cleaning my brush and taking the water off, make sure there's no watercolour at the bottom, because what we can do is now use your brush to take it away if it's too much. So you're actually taking the colour away with the brush. You're not interfering with how this blends. I can make it a lot lighter if I want, and I can blend the whole colour in like that. So I've got a soft blend, which is really nice. I can make it really sort of vibrant by adding a little bit more water here and then dropping. What I don't want to do is cover too much of the yellow with a darker colour, because it'll just cover it. So then I'm going to get the lighter colour, and this is how you can see how I get those vivid colours. So you can see soft and vivid, and then if you want a bit of texture, you can do that. If you don't, remember, just roll your brush, right? Now, if I want to, while that's still there, I can go in and I can make it even darker with the sand. So what I can do, I'll put a bit of colour on with it. So this ochre now takes the red and it sort of tames it down a little bit more. So again, clean your brush. Don't try and put one colour in and then just go straight into your palette. You need to clean your brush in between, because otherwise you're going to contaminate. So that's more or less dry over here now. I can repeat the whole process again, but can you see how that has really calmed down in comparison to these? So this is what I mean about making sure that you can see what the colours are going to look like, and you can see intense pink and purple. So this is your pink, your lemon, and you've got all these, and then this is our doodling in between. So we've got that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it in. Now I was talking to a lovely friend before, and she said, do you know what, I would never have thought of putting I'm going to put this, I don't care that it's got a little bit of orange in it, because I'm going to use what we call a warm blend. So she said that I would never have thought of putting magenta and brown. And sometimes we just do stuff and we don't even think, why are we doing it? We just do it. So the way to explain it for others and for, you know, yourself, is that if you want a red or a magenta to be beautiful and warm, but just not too vibrant, then you mix it with something, a neutral, sort of like a brown or an ochre or anything like that. So I'm just going to drop this down, just trying to get that in shot for you. I'll just do this little bit here. So I've got this little bit here. I'm going to bring in a bit more colour, just wiping it all over my shirt here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pink in. Pink and orange work brilliantly. So just going to drop that in there, and I'm going to let it go where I've just allowed the sort of under foundation to go. And then whilst that's still wet, get a thinner brush, or you know, some like a number 2. It doesn't matter if you haven't got one. A number 2 brush is quite a fine one. And then we can go in with the brown and we can really just cool that down. Can you see how it's taking the edge just off that. Now, if I wanted to do it even more and add a little bit, there's a transition there, which is nice and soft. If I go in with always check, because I know what I'm like. Right, yeah, I'm going to go with the brown now and just drop the brown in so I get shading. Now, I'm just using the tip of my brush and I'm allowing all the work to be done, not by me, but by the liquid watercolours. So people are tempted to start moving that. Don't move it. Let it sort of soak into its own. Let it sort of move on its own. If you feel that it's still too strong, there's nothing to stop you cleaning your brush off, getting a smaller brush. I'm going to use a number 2, like I said before, and then just roll the colour away. And what you end up doing is just nicely blending that in. And then that's how simple it is with that. Just to show you some really nice washes with colour, like the blues. If you want to go from dark to light and light to dark, one of the nicest ways is you could even transition this and just go into wet. Really, what you should do is, just going to move this over here because it's annoying me now. What you should really do is sort of work here and then work over here. So I think I will do. I might practice what I preach. This is an A4 journal, so it's a bit, I should have thought something a little bit smaller. So, right, there I've got this nice bed of water. Make sure it's not really wet. I don't know if I can show you that there, but it's just glistening.
Yeah, we can see.
But you can just sort of see it glistening. Take most of the water off your brush because you don't want that. I'm going to go in, we're in the middle with the sky blue, just a little bit down there, and then just wiggle your brush across. Now, it doesn't really matter. What you don't want to do is go at the edge first, because if you go to the edge first, what will happen is you'll concentrate too much colour there. You want the colour to be in the middle. So then what you do is just lightly pull to the middle. This is when, I love this, when you start adding colours and they blend. It's like magic. It's magic. Then I'm going to go with the darker blue, and I'm just, see how dark that colour is. And then I'm just going to bring that in. And this is where you do need to blend with a brush, because that is quite intense. And it all depends on the colours, really, how strong they are and what you do with them. If you choose to leave it like that, that's fine. But I would always say, if that's a strong colour that you're not happy with, go back over with the original colour that you used. In this case, it's the light blue. And you're now mixing on the paper. You're now mixing the colour on the paper. So you're actually making a dark blue, but you're making it blend on the paper. You can, if you've got a palette like that, just blend in another palette and make your own set of colours. So I'm just going to pull that over here, and then the thing is, you can go even darker and put a tiny bit of brown or black. I like brown. And then just add that in and let the capillary action, is it? Yeah. Do its own trick. So what we've done.
Beautiful, though. It really is.
Yep.
Look at what you can achieve so far. I'm just going to have to chip in briefly for the sheer fact. I was meant to tell you 45% of the stock is gone when we were doing the pink and the brown that was there, that beautiful flower. But I thought, no, I'll leave that one for a minute. Then I was meant to say over 45%. Then I was meant to say 50%, and I left that because we were doing the blue. I now need to tell you, over half the stock of your one-day special has already gone. And I'm guessing we've not even scratched the surface of what you can do with these. We've not even used the masking gel pen yet that comes with there. We've only used a few of the colours. What you are looking at on the boards now is how they look on MDF, how they look on the watercolour paper that I've got on the show. Then you're getting all 14 colours. But remember, in theory, you're actually getting 28 colours, because you can start mixing your own blends with these. You can start, you're getting more than 28. Your possibilities are endless that's in there. You can start mixing your own palettes up. Remember, they are ready-to-go watercolours. Ready-to-go watercolours that you can add more or less to absolutely anything. And from looking at Lou's work that she's done there, and I can still see her on my monitors here in the studio, a little goes an awful long way. You only need the smallest amount. You've seen how much Lou has decanted into her palette, and that even, I reckon that's not even to the bottle. I reckon it's a tiny, tiny amount of that bottle. Remember, it's a concentrated watercolour we're looking at now. and it's worth going for. Something else I need to bring your attention to is your heavy body gel that we've got here. You're getting the gloss and you're also getting the matte as well. You're getting both of these for £13.99. 230ml in each. It's 230ml of the heavy body gel of the gloss and 230 of the matte as well. £13.99. 386404 is your item number. Well worth getting your hands on the heavy body gel. Everyone uses heavy body gel. All our experts here use them as well. It's worth getting your little hands on those if you can. Something else flying out the door. 30% of the stock of your fibre paste has already gone. £12.99 is what you're looking at here. I'm just going to quickly ask Lou what she would do with fibre paste. Lou, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Sorry?
What would you do with the fibre paste when you got it home as the expert that you are? What do you see as an artist, as a crafter? What do you see when you get this home?
When I saw the word fibre paste, I just thought, oh, I know what I've got to do with this. I've got to put it in moulds, and I made some fantastic moulds. Do you know what? I haven't got them here, but all you do is you just add. It's like the modelling paste. You just add it to the colour now, and you get a coloured version. Now I know the girls have done that on there, so I've got a brand new one. Yay! I was a bit sorry about this. I thought I'd used it all before. I was getting a bit hyper thinking I hadn't got one. So I'm just going to show you rather than tell you.
Oh, even better. I was trying to open mine and I couldn't get into them.
I can't get into it. I've been like that. Right. So it looks like that. And then it's got this like papery texture. And it's really good. It's not gritty or anything. It's just got a great texture. And it's so simple. And while I'm here, I might as well show you how to use it. It's easier that I show you. So the girls have done the boards, but it's got like fibre within it, and it's got this brilliant texture. Now, if I left that on the surface of something, it will remain like that.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's how high it goes. However, if I decided, oh, I want to make something like coloured, the nicest thing is I've got the apple green, no, the emerald here, a couple of drops. You don't need a lot, because what you're doing is you're changing the consistency of this, and you don't want it watery. So then you'll see you don't need a lot, and the colour, I only added a little bit, 2 drops, so I've got a nice colour, but it does darken. So now I can do that, put that in anything, and I've got a beautiful sort of, I'll put it on a little bit of the card here with the colour, just to show you on the white, because at the moment that's quite dark to see. You can see you get beautiful texture. Now I can leave it like that. I can put imprints in it like that, and you can see now how massive they are.
That is amazing.
But I can add as well if I want to, and I want it like that, and I think, right, I need another colour in there. The nice thing about this is you can add another colour, and you can leave it to drip in. Now I know I only found this out because I made a mistake, but I really liked it. Just a little drop. And I just put that there, and I let it seep in. You can add a little bit of water to it, but then what you get is you can manipulate it so you get these wonderful. Now, don't spray it too much, because you don't want to change it. You just, there we go, it's happening. So now it's going in all the little nooks and crannies, look. But because I've not used too much, I still got that wonderful height. Oh, it's stunning stuff, this. That's why it always sells out. If you keep the intensity to the middle, what you're going to get is this depth of colour. It will dry lighter, but look at all the texture you can see on there. That's really difficult to maintain in a fibre. Without it needs a real lot of structure, and that's what this has got. It's not curling yet, look. It's still not curling.
Can you force dry it, Lou?
You can, but it bubbles. I tend to make sure I leave mine, but I like it the way it does. But try it if you're not. If you want to do that, you can always do it.
Give it a go.
I mean, I'll try it later for you, or I can do it now. Can I show you?
Go on. What do you want to show me?
This. heavy body gel.
Yeah, go
You
on.
get it in-
Yeah, this is busy. We'll
It
put the
comes out
details
like
in.
that. Just to remind you, this is a bit boring. Gels are clear, pastes are white. So if it says structure paste or modelling paste, it'll be a white base. If it says gel, it's going to be clear.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I've got now, this has got a lemon, sorry. It's got a green base and a minty sort of colour with it. And then all this is going to be sort of, all the colour seeps into it. This, I can make a transparent glaze. I can make it a transparent glue. I can make it a transparent medium gel to stick stuff in. So if you're sticking adhering stuff down on a mixed media piece, you can use this. Now, it doesn't look appetizing, I know it doesn't, but once this dries, the whiteness of the gel dries to clear, and you get just the true colour. And the true colour of this, it's called emerald, but it's a beautiful sort of, I would say olivey green. So I'm just going to do the same on here. Now, I've changed the consistency of this because what I've actually done is I've added liquid watercolour to it, but it will still maintain height and texture. So, but it will then dry with a very sort of, it won't be completely clear because of the colour, but it will dry transparent. Now, I'm just going to drop the same on. You can do exactly the same and let this do the same. On your work, you'd normally put all this on your work first and then just let these sort of travel around. So you've got two mediums, same colour, different finishes. Again, allow this to work in, and you'll get it sort of the colour floating on top of each other, so you can work them together. Now, just to show you something else, I'll be dead quick, I'll be dead quick.
No, it's all right,
I've got
go
a
on.
piece here I did with the blue. Can you see it shiny bit?
Yeah.
That is the gel medium, and I'll show you what I mean. That's this, the gloss, and all I've done is I've took a brush that isn't great. I'm not worried about using it, because keep your gels for them, and then I'm just going to add a tiny bit of texture to this, and the golds I've got coming up with a pigment, and I'm just going to add this, and what this will be, it'll give me a transparency, and I could just show you the blue dry. This is the sky blue with a little bit in. Now, these are my journal pages and my Moodling pages that I've done ages ago, but I add to them and add to them and add to them. And you can just see, if I wiggle it around, how it goes to a really nice shine. And it looks wet, but it dries. So if I show you, say, there, it's quite matte. Let me just show you. I can get that there. It's quite matte and then shiny. You've got a difference of texture, so you can do that, and that will dry like that. So again, look at this with the paste. Can you see how this is reverting back now? But it's actually trapping the colour inside, so it'll be like layer and layer and layer. But look at that. Look at that. That's looks superb.
The one on the right, where you use the fabric, the fibre paste, it literally looks like you've used a bit of fabric and scrunched it up and manipulated the fabric. You would never say that was paste.
Exactly.
Do we say 40%?
You put it in moulds, Adam. Oh, you know, when you pull it out of mould, it's like almost fabricated because it's got those fibres that connect. So if you think it's sort of like that. I've got that. Would you like me to show you the masking pen?
Yes, please. That comes in your one-day special. I'll bring in the details of your one-day special. Over 40% of that 5 paste has already gone. 40% stock already gone. We haven't got much either, to be honest. Let's look at the masking pen.
The masking pen is brilliant. That's not it. There it is. Right. I love the fact that Pentart put them in these wonderful pen-like applicators because they're easy to use. I find it incredibly difficult to use some tubes because I can't undo them. However, as some of the ladies will tell you, decant them into something else, not the inks and the watercolours and anything like that, because I like them have a tendency to knock things over. So anyway, what you do is make sure, always give it a couple of knocks like that, because what's happening is you're going to trap air every time you tip up and tip down. So my advice is when you're using this, always have a bit of Kleenex near it so that you can put a wiggle on that and then go on to your work. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace the areas that I want to remain white. So I've got like a wiggly line here, and I'm just going to change the sort of pressure I'm applying to it. See that bubble then? You can pop it with a pin.
Yeah.
And then just, see, I've not banged it down. You need to make sure that that comes out, that air, because that's not what you want. So I've got a thick line. I'm just going to, see, done it again. It's my fault because I'm not practicing what I preach. So, and I'm just going to, again, heavier, lighter. Now I'm doing that for a reason, because these are wiggly lines. So when you've done that, leave it if you want. If you have got one of these, which is a silicone applicator, you can actually draw with it. So on any of those lines that you've got a little bit missing or it's a bit dodgy, just pull if you haven't got one of these, use the end of your paintbrush.
Oh, okay.
And then that, if you've got a thin paintbrush, that it'll allow you to do the same thing. And then all you do, because it's non-porous, it'll just wipe off. So when it's dry, it looks like this. Now you want to leave this to dry. Don't force dry this. It goes this colour, and it's sort of like, it's a bit like old paper.
Okay.
The colour. I was going to say something else, but I better not. It looks like someone who's got a cold, but I didn't want to say that.
Well, I'm glad you said got a cold.
So what happens is, anywhere that this is, the ink or paint or watercolour can't go underneath it. So you have to make sure it's dry, because all you're going to do is make liquid masking fluid, and you don't want that. You want it to be dry. It's tacky. That's cool. And then all you do is you choose where you want your colours.
How long does it take to dry, Lou?
Choose any colour. And then what you need to do is maybe think about what we said before. Do you want it wet and wet? Do you want it wet and dry? So I'm just going to wet this. And this is one of the beautiful pieces of watercolour paper. It's got a beautiful bevel texture. Not so much that it spoils your work, but you can tell it's handmade. So I've just got that there.
Lulu,
just going to,
how long does it take to dry the masking fluid?
Well, mine only took about 20 minutes, 10
Oh,
minutes,
that's not
20
too
minutes.
bad. To make a cup, put it on, make a cup of tea, and come back.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what else? It all depends on is your humidity where you are. So I'm just going to put that in there, and then what we can do is don't leave it on too long. I've made this mistake of putting it on and then leaving it too long, and I can't get it off. So just going to drop a dark colour in to show you. Now, my other half is messing around here, and he's doing me head in.
What is he doing? What's he doing messing around?
He's trying to unhook my lovely masks from something else, and I know he's going to have an upset. He's going to have an accident. So I want to tell him to go away. So I've just told him live. Right, he's gone off now.
What's a way to tell your other half you're doing me head in on the telly now? Go and watch Bargain Hunt.
Just to show you, can you see how it's completely stopped? There's a big pool of the dark there. It's stopped it from seeping underneath. Normally, you'd have a right pickle trying to stop that there. So when that's dry, what I would do is make sure it's dry, because I've done it when you think it's dry and you pull it off and all you've done is going to smear it. It needs to be dry all the way through. And then rub out the line or anything that you've got there. And then what you can do is but make sure you paint it all first, and then rub out the line, because otherwise you'll keep the line there. And you've got whatever colour it is underneath, that is the colour that it will stay. So I've also, would you want to see the beautiful, well, I don't know, do you want to see the crackle?
Yes, please. We're bringing the details for the crackle. We're following you, Love. We are following you. Right. Let me show you what you set up. Let me show you the colourways that you're getting. You're going to get 2 sets here of the crackles that you're looking at. This is set 1. This is the rose gold and the dark gold that you're getting in there. And obviously, you're getting clear as well. That's already in there. And then option 2 that you've got in there, you get the silver and the turquoise silver that's in there, and then obviously you get the clear once again that's in there, the primer that's in there. So you are getting set 1. If you want to go for set 1, that's your gold and your rose gold, and the primer in the middle. Or you've got set 2, which is your silver and your turquoise silver. You can see the colourways that they look here, so it goes top to bottom. Okay, so they're the first 2, they're these 2, and then those are the second 2. But Lou, I have got a question for you. I've seen many a crackles on a show, many a crackles now. Why do I need a primer for?
Right, the primer sets up the base so that the top layer sort of, it's like it doesn't fit, so it has to crack away from it. So it's called a 2-step, but normally it's 1 step and then the other, but this is like called the primer. So it is good, you do need it. And I've got the most amazing tiny micro crackles on this. Why am I showing you this? Well, I love this backing paper, and it's such a great colour that I thought I'm going to do all my crackling on this.
Look at that.
So, and this is the first time I've used this. Well, yesterday and today was, but look at those. And I can just show you that the backing paper is, well, the packaging, I should say, is black. It's that colour, and it's perfect because when you're putting a crackle or anything down, the colour underneath will show through the cracks. So I wanted it to be quite dark. So what I did was I've put it on, I will show you, I've put it on this one, and this is the silver, the gold. And I also did the pink to show you. Well, it's not, it's rose gold. And then I did the green, and I did the green in a little journal page just to show you what it looks like when it's done. So here's the crackle as it is. It's me messing. This is my messy page. And there it is on the hearts that I've done.
That's nice.
So just do a full page, and then you can see the difference in maybe how that one looks to that one. That's brush marks, this one's pure crackle. So that's when I started to mess about. Oh, we'll keep that bit, we'll keep that bit. So I've done this, I'll show you how it works now. I've done this on the blue, and what I've done is I've just got the blue packaging, and I've put, very importantly, not to overwork this, I have put the cracking primer on the bottom. Now, it's like a glue or a PVA, but it's you know, they make all their own products because it's a chemical, Pentart, amazing chemical products. So it looks like this, and it's quite milky, and I'll get it out just to show you. Make sure, again, that this is a brush that you're not worried about using. I always keep one-handed, it's glued. Remember, the colour that's underneath here will be the colour that shines right through those your cracks. And so I'll just do it on here to show you the milky bit. Here's one piece, so it's very, very, and the nice thing is you can see where you've done it. So you'd use a bigger brush, something perhaps that, like I say, you could even use household decorating brushes, but that's all you need. Then let that dry.
Do you need to let it dry fully, Lou, before you do the next stage?
Yeah. Right, I'll show you, because you let that dry, doesn't take long, 10 minutes, and it goes completely shiny.
Oh, look at that.
So now, I know the paper was sort of, I'll show you what the paper looked like before. Can you see?
Oh, yeah.
So we've got this matte-ish, and then this full gloss. So you know, and it's not sticky, but that is now ready to receive. Now, the important thing about this is don't overwork it. So I'm going to use the lovely
rose gold.
Rose gold, yeah. Now you get, again, a brush that you're happy to use, or anything. I'm going to use a massive brush, so I'll have to be a bit careful I don't whack the camera out of focus. Now you can use it on a stencil, you can use it on anything. I'll show you both ways. So what you're going to do is you go one way, don't overbrush it, and that is as much as you do. If you want it thicker, that will get bigger cracks. If you want it finer, don't do this, because if you do that, what will happen is it'll just you're overworked it, and you're going to push it into the expanding bits. But if you want to, one of the nice things is you can get a lovely stencil, which we've got on. I'm going to do this in blocks, so I've got the stencil on there, Now, bear in mind that this will be shiny underneath and blue, but you'll get cracks and then the blue, but you can put a pigment on this. So I thought I'd better mention that because people will be wondering what I'm doing. So then all you do is you get this, and if you want just one square, you just do one square. If you want two, you do two. Now I've just wet this scraper, so I'm hoping I haven't put water underneath the stencil, but just to show you that took 20 minutes to dry, and then I was able to use it. Now, there we go. So that will crackle. So bear in mind that the colour underneath, it's best if you've got a colour that then will work with the colour. So the blue will work with the rose gold, but all this will now crackle, as in this. So if I just move that out of the way, I've got my lovely assistant. There we go. Can you see how I've done it through this?
Yeah.
And you can just see the cracks. And again, all depending on how I use it, how thickly I get these textures. However, doesn't end there. I'm always giddy when I get a product like this. It's like I'm like that, like, oh, my leg, you know, like giddy like a kid. Anyway.
That's what I get like doing these shows though, because they are full of they're full of techniques, and that's what I love. I love the techniques and using the mediums, because we've got so many mediums on this show. We're busy for both options of the crackle now. You've got the rose gold and the gold in one, so these two just here, and then you've got the silver and the silvery turquoise is option two. £13.99, 324166 is your item number, and you get the primer in the middle. I've also got the stencils on the show that Lou is using as well. Now they come in pairs. This is your first pair that you're looking at. Lou was using the tiles that we've got there. So Lou was using the tiles, and also like the fossils that you get in there. It comes with the fossils and the crackle. There is another option of the textures as well, which I absolutely adore, because it sort of reminds me, the back one in that picture reminds me of an owl. When you see it in real life, it looks like an owl wearing a headdress. And then you've got the beautiful peacock feathers in front. If you see it in real life, like I just have, that's what it looks like. It looks like a little owl wearing a big headdress. One day special, though. I was meant to tell you 55% of the stock is already gone, but I left that one because I knew it was going to be busy. Nearly 60% of the stock now. Nearly 60% of the stock is already gone. Dispatched from the 23rd of March. The 23rd of March is when it was dispatched from, because it is Pentart. And this is the first live hour, and we're approaching 60% of the stock has already gone. And I'll let you into a secret. This is one of those shows where we've already put the call in to see if we can get more, but we've got no answers. Oh, look at me going all posh. So don't miss out, because genuinely, the later it gets here, the later it's going to get, and we don't know if we're going to get any more. So I think by the time Catherine comes on, we could be pushing or getting close to that limited stock mark. We're very busy in America with these as well. Very, very busy over in America, and busy in the United Kingdom as well. Welcome, America. Thank you for joining us on this fine Tuesday evening. We are looking at the brand new Pentart 14 liquid watercolour Kens, and you're getting that masking gel pen in there as well. Start thinking now outside the box. You can see it on watercolour card. You can see it on the fibre paste that we've got on the show. It really does add that colour. Look at the texture that you're getting on the fibre paste just here. Vibrant colours. You can see it just on the boards themselves. Beautiful colourways. You can see it on the watercolour paper, and then you can see it. How beautiful are these colourways, though? Colours that you wouldn't normally put together. You've got your sand, you've got your emerald, you've got your brown also in there. You've also got colours like red, blue, orange, indigo, lemon, purple, apple, green in there as well. They are rich. They are deep. They are voluptuous colours that you are looking at in this colour palette that you've already got. You are creating your own rainbow by using the colours, all 14 colourways that you have got. You're not sparse on colour. A little goes an awful long way. It's a case of once you've got these, you'll think, what did you do when you didn't have them before? They are ready mixed watercolours and ready to go. We've seen how much Lou has already used small, tiny drops. They come with the precision nozzle already. I'm only allowed to touch this one. They come with the precision nozzle that's already in there. You are getting an awful lot of liquid. 20 mils is what you are getting in there as well. It's worth having a little look at all of these. £26, 75 pence, approaching 60%. Lou, I'm coming back to you. We've only got a little bit of time left. What do you want to show me next?
Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. What I've wanted to show you is I've been messing around with this just to show you that this is all the paints and only the paints from the show. So I've been making backgrounds and stuff, and I make a journal page. But I wanted to show you that this watercolour now has gone on all the other paints as well. And I haven't got mud yet because it's already mixed for you. But I wanted to show you how I can just create more crackle with this. So I can drop that in. And I can actually, I hope you can see it, it's actually hopefully dropping in and becoming a little bit more apparent. So you can even add to it. I'll show you on this as well. I can drop it in here and really accentuate, because this hasn't got the dark colour underneath it. Let me bring it down. I'll just put that there. You can see now that this, I'm putting green on the top. It really, really accentuates all the little cracks and crevices. And plus, I love it, the fact that it can go on top. This is black. You wouldn't normally put black, but even black's soft. But I love it, the fact that it's gone on the other paints as well. I just love it. I can make it grungy. I can make it really nice and sort of smooth. I love it. Or, if you're not happy with it being that strong, just take a little bit off and leave it. Look at, I love it, absolutely love it, absolutely. I'll go on forever doing this. So remember, lots of different ways to do it, lots of and this, before I go, is the lovely stencil mixed with the pink, the blue, the salmon, nice, and the green acrylics that we've got on the show. All together, you've got this amazing sort of I blended them all together, but you've got amazing sort of kaleidoscope of pretty colours. They're not grungy or anything, but I was thinking these make absolutely brilliant twinges. I thought, before we go, I've got to show you this. This is stunning. This is absolutely stunning. So just wanted to show you this. I've done a little sneak, little piece of work on a, what's it called? A nautilus shell. So I just wanted to get a little bit of colour and just show you this. So I'm just going to use a bit of crackle. You can use crackle. You can use crackle to go through this. It won't be as intense and it won't crack as much, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful. So this is the crackle rose gold. It's not made to do this, but it does it really well. Look at that.
That's nice.
Beautiful. Shell-like. If you was using a distress sort of ink pad, it'd be even better. I'm not, but you've got. I'm using a household sponge and a bit of this, but just to show you, I wanted to show you what this looks like, because I've not seen one like this before. I love Stamperia for the stencils. I'm a bit of a stencil person myself. Look at that. I just love it. It's so rugged. It's not precise, and it's not. I just love it. And this bit here looks like creased up paper. So I don't think it's supposed to be creased up paper. But
it's meant to be. Apparently, like it's meant to be ice, Lou. It's meant to be ice and shells. Yeah.
It just looks like when you've creased up paper and you try to flatten it back down. It's got such a wonderful texture that looks absolutely amazing on your your vintage stuff. It looks like cracked photographs. So yeah, so I can't believe. Have I got any more? Oh, just to show you again how it's drying. They're the colours now, just to show you. They've bedded down. The only reason this is so bright is because of left pools of colour. So all those colours, don't forget, from that, double it, double it, double it, because by the time you're mixing all these together, you've got infinite amount of colours, plus the textures. Now this has gone, it's rounded, but it's got the colour in the middle, and this has maintained, the fibre paste has got the colour still in all the little nooks and crannies, but you've got an amazing texture with it. So you've got, it's endless. And then we've got our lovely page, And this isn't quite dry yet. It's got where it's thinner. Let me just put that down, sorry. Where it's thinner, it's dry, but where it's still, so maybe 20 minutes. I'd leave it an hour maybe, really thick like that. But then here's
Lou, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I've got 30 seconds left. Thank you ever so much, Lou. It's always a pleasure. We've been phenomenally busy. And as we've said it during this hour, we've only scratched the surface, haven't we, Lou?
Yeah, only the surface. I mean, I can go on for hours talking about this, and probably will do as well. But yeah, and it's really good. Once you start going, you just can't stop with these.
That is the thing. Once you start, once you pop, you won't be stopping.
You can't stop.
Thank you, Lou. I'm going to love you and leave you. I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, take care. Thank you.
I've only got 8 seconds left, though. Don't you start checking out your baskets. Do not miss out on these cracking little 14 colours. I'll see you.